guys, and welcome to the start of what is potentially going to be a new series. And no, I am not naked. I do have a shirt on. It is just a what are those called? Off the shoulder. It's not like a tube top because there are sleeves. It's just like off the shoulder sleeves, I guess. But today, like the title said, we're going to be talking about naked books. So what do I mean when I'm talking about naked books? I'm talking about books that you either take off the dust jacket on and there is something like really cool and unique underneath, or just books that are hardcover and they're meant to be to not have a dust jacket but have some type of unique design element to it. I am a sucker for these types of books. They are my favorite kind of beautiful books, and I have here with me a collection of 10 that I wanted to show you guys. And these are all books that I've read, so not only are and enjoyed, so not only are they beautiful on the outside, but I can say, at least in my opinion, that they are beautiful on the inside as well. So let's get into them. If you guys enjoyed this, I think I would like to kind of continue this. I know I have enough books to be able to do at least like 3 or 4 books in this series. So definitely comment down below if this is something you want to see more of, and like the video so that I can see that as well. I'm thinking probably as I show you guys each of these books, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to just like show cutaways to show them a little bit more just up close and in depth than from just me showing it to you face to face on the camera. So the first one I want to show you is a graphic novel adaptation of Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This one, it has a really cool dust jacket on it. This one has a cool dust jacket on it, but when you take off the dust jacket, it has an illustration on the front that wraps around the whole book, and that just looks so cool. And this is a book, it's kind of based off of like historical fiction, time travel, and I really enjoyed this book. Like I said, I would recommend reading the original book first and then reading the adaptation of this. This one is adapted by Damien Duffy and John Jennings. I'll give you, and then this is what some of the illustration style looks like on the inside. Overall, not my most favorite illustration style ever, but it's still really nice. And I'm gonna avoid giving star ratings on all these books. Just know that I recommend them all. I have enjoyed them all. The next 2 books are part of a series. They're a middle grade fantasy series that I'm sure if you are someone who watches booktube videos regularly, you've probably heard of them before. The dust jackets I own, but I don't know where I put them because I don't store them with the dust jackets on because I just think they're too beautiful to be covered up. So the first one is the first one is Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow. This is the book itself. It's just so beautiful. It has, like I said, I would show you guys the dust jacket. I just don't know where it's at, and honestly, the naked hardcover is where it's at. This book is just so gorgeous, and even like the end papers I think were like a really nice bright contrasty color. And so that's the first one in that series, and then the sequel is Wondersmith, which is also a beautiful addition as well. I like the first one a little bit better in the design, but I think they're both really beautiful and just beautifully put together and done. Like I said, this is a middle grade. I haven't read, honestly, a ton of middle grade books, but I did enjoy this series. I believe there's a 3rd one coming out sometime this year that I will definitely be adding to my collection. So the rest of the books that I'm going to show you for this video do not have dust jackets. They are sold the way they are. I'm showing you is the way that they are sold. So we have, might as well go into my next series since they are together, and that is 6 of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This one is a young adult fantasy series that I'm sure you all have heard plenty about. Just look at the shine on that. It's so beautiful. I love foiling and I love sprayed edges. These books have both. They're just so wonderfully designed. I definitely plan on rereading these books eventually. I want to read the original 3 books in the series, and then I'll reread these ones. And I believe they both have maps as the end papers on both of these editions. Yeah, they both have maps that make up the front and back. I just love them. If you're into fantasy, then this is a series I recommend, even if you're not super into fantasy, because honestly, I'm not super into fantasy. It's not my number one or favorite genre, but I was really into this series. Next, we have 2 different editions of the same book. It's one of my favorite books of all time. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you probably guessed what these are going to be. And that is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. This one specifically is the Wordsworth edition, and I only own 2 books in this series, but I want to eventually collect a bit more. I think they're just so gorgeous, the illustration on it. The second edition is the same book like I mentioned before. The name of this publisher, okay, so the publisher of this one is Canterbury Classics. They have other books in this editions that I want to collect, and these ones are illustrated, which is pretty cool. And they have a nice little like ribbon bookmark, and has the pink sprayed edges. This is what the inside looks like, which I think those are super cute to fill out. I mean, I don't write my name normally in books, but lately I've just been kind of feeling like I want to start doing that. But I mean, I own like 600 books, so I'm really just not wanting to sit down and do that 600 different times, but it's a nice idea. I'm trying to find an illustration to show you guys. So like some of them are just like sprinkled throughout the text, like tiny illustrations like that, and then some of them are full color illustrations. So yeah, 2 gorgeous editions of one of my favorite books of all time. I think I own altogether like 5 editions of Anne of Green Gables, which I can justify because I've probably read this book like 20 times by now. Next, we have a nonfiction book, and that one is The Library Book by Susan Orlean, or Orlean, I'm not sure, sorry which way you say it. But this was like one of the first books I bought that I realized just how much I love a well done hardcover that doesn't need a dust jacket. I just think that this one, even though it's very simple in the design, there's just something about it that I just really like about the color combination, the feel of the paper, the spine itself, the gold foiling. I just love it so much. And I thought what's really cool is that the description of the book is printed just straight onto the inside itself. That's really cool. I hadn't seen that done in a book design before. And then the back part has like a big little library card, and I'm just like, it's so cute. I just love this book. And I actually read this book though I listened to it on audiobook, but it's all about this big fire that happened to I believe it was the New York Public Library, no, Los Angeles Public Library back in the 80s. And we also get just a lot of micro history on the history of libraries themselves. And I really enjoyed this book. I would recommend it to you guys if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in. Next, we have a book that is kind of different from the normal types of books that I feel like I talk about on my channel, and that is a cookbook. So this one is called Eat Beautiful by Wendy Rowe. I just love the rose gold color combination that's going on with this book, and I like how the back, blurbs and everything are just directly printed onto the hardcover itself. So this book has 70 different recipes, and they're all based off of just helping you to have good skin. There's different recipes for stuff as far as eating, as far as like skincare. The photography and pictures themselves are just like very aesthetically pleasing. This is like the back section is all of the skincare treatments and stuff, but in the front there's a lot of stuff on like recipes, but not just recipes. It goes specifically into certain health foods and ingredients and stuff, and why each one, like the benefits of each one, what each one can do for you. There's a lot of just like healthy tips and stuff. Like for example, when I'm talking about specific foods, like it'll say like, for example, like this one talks about the benefits of eggplant, what specifically are the skin feeding nutrients in there. I need to really give this book another try, another read through, I mean, because I've only like kind of skimmed through it before. I have marked some recipes in here that I'm wanting to try out for myself. Specifically, there was like a miso soup one, which I was really wanting to try because I love miso soup. But yeah, there's just like a whole bunch of different like health stuff in here, and I would recommend this if you're looking for a cookbook for stuff that's healthy. And then last but not least, I have this edition of The Beauty and the Beast by Amina Lima is who illustrates it, but the book was originally by Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve. And this one is the classic story of Beauty and the Beast. Not much you can say about that. I think everyone's pretty familiar with the overall story. I own a few different books by this illustration style by Amina Lima, but this is the only one that I've read so far. And first off, we'll just get into why it's just a beautiful hardcover. I love the style on it, just like the vintage look that it has to it. And it's interactive, which is really cool. So here is the end papers. There are all these little, as well as just having like straight up illustrations in this book, there are all these cool little interactive elements. They're sprinkled all throughout the book, and I just think they're really cool, very unique. I love books that have some type of physical interactive element, and they're so hard to find. Like, not very many people do books like that, but I wish that people would, because it just gives that much more thought is put into the book. And yeah, I love these editions. They are really cool. I want to collect all of them eventually, but first I want to read the other two ones I own. I think I own I own the Jungle Book and the Little Mermaid, so once I read those two, then I will allow myself to buy some more in these editions. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting naked with these books today. It was really fun to just like look for these books throughout my shelves, and afterwards I still found so many more that I want to share with you guys, so I'll probably for sure be doing a video like this again in the future. Let me know if you enjoyed seeing these books, and if you think you might want to pick up any after me showing you them. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!